Hello everyone, how you all doing? Day 18 for me today. Got to say I'm feeling quite good. Woke up feeling rested today. Um, yeah, feeling good with myself. I mean, day 18 is the furthest I've got ever. So feeling really proud of myself. And whatever days you're on in your withdrawal from cannabis, or if you're withdrawing from anything else, even if you're on day one, uh, you should be feeling proud of yourself. Um, So yeah, woke today feeling really rested, even though I was up about 3 times and I couldn't go to sleep till like early hours of this morning, but I still felt rested. Um, and my dreams weren't too contorted. They were, quite alright, just your average twisted dreams really. I think all our dreams are quite twisted, aren't they really? And nighttime dreams, sleeping dreams. Um, but yeah, so that's quite refreshing. Woke up with quite a spring in my step and yeah, I still got it. Still feel really good. I'm really happy and grateful for that. Yeah, tomorrow might bring a totally different day. I'm prepared for that. If it does, then it does. I'm not going to be skipping through the meadows every day from now on. Um, I'm not even. I can't even see where my path of withdrawal ends at the moment. I'm still in the woods, but I'm slowly and firmly walking up that path, bit by bit, every day. Um, so yeah, feeling quite good and happy and grateful for that, as I just said. Um, yeah, I just want to say to people, like a couple of people, well, I've had quite a few subscribers join over the past few days, um, which is it's very motivating for me. Um, and it's really uplifting, empowers me a lot. So I thank you for that. Thank you all for subscribing and watching this. Um, and yeah, a few of you are on week one and are not knowing where the head's at. And it's like week one for me was, I mean, I'm in the middle of my third week at the moment. Um, so I can reflect on my week one. But as I say, I haven't withdrawn from cannabis by a long chalk yet. It's going to take me a long time. I'm prepared for it to be, a good year down the line before I'm not going to have that want for a joint, which I've got still, but every day, a little bit by bit, I'm growing more comfortable with it, and it doesn't make me feel as manic as what it did in my first week. And the first week, my head was like it was in fucking pieces, and my whole body was in pieces. I didn't know whether I was coming or going, what the fuck was going on. So if you are on week one, or if you're still feeling like that, or you could be on week two, or I might feel like that tomorrow. I'm just taking today as a good day. If I have another good day tomorrow, then I'm blessed, aren't I? But I'm still gonna have days where things are gonna come my way and test me, and um, yeah, I've just got to get on with it. And it's keeping your head on the end goal of why you are taking yourself off cannabis and why you want it out of your life. What's your end goal? And my end goal personally is to have clean blood, and to start my heavy goods vehicle career, my truck driving career, which like I'm quite hungry to get into now. But I'm probably gonna have to wait around another 6 weeks before I can start doing piss tests and saliva tests to see if there's THC's out my system. It could take longer than that. Some people can take longer. Um, but yeah, so that's all good. Yeah, keep your head on the goal and keep both hands on it the whole time. Even when the whirlwinds are fucking racing around you and you don't know what's going on, keep your fucking hands on the goal, because that's what I'm doing, and it's fucking hard work, but just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Even if you feel like you're kidding yourself, just fucking keep doing it. You know, it's so easy to kid yourself while you're smoking dope that everything's all right when it might not actually be all right. It's so easy to kid yourself and allow yourself to be, yeah, that's, you know, I am all right with everything being shit when you're not. You know, you've got to keep your head on your fucking end goal and keep fucking both hands on it. It's hard work. It's really hard work, and it's still hard work for me. Today I went and saw two dear friends today, and we had like a heavy smoking. We used to smoke heavy. Whenever we met up, we would get fucking smashed. And I've seen them before up until now, and they've not been stoned. But today they treated themselves to being stoned, and I went and saw them today. And as soon as I went and saw them, I saw their eyes, and I was like, they're fucking smashed. And immediately I felt this, they're a bit stoned, and I'm not. And it's like, but then I was waiting for this to happen, you know, it's another test for myself. And I was waiting to, almost wanted to submerge myself or face that test. And today I faced that test. And so I had this like bit pissed off feeling in me, like I'm missing out. And, you know, I'm not part of anything. But I just started to sit down, and immediately we started all laughing, which I was fearful at the beginning of not having, was being able to laugh again. And I think I've said before, I know I've said before, I can still laugh. I can still have them laughs. We all still had them laughs, even though they were stoned and I wasn't. Nothing had changed. You know, nothing's changed. And we still laughed as like it was before. And which made me evaluate and like, so why, you know, why did I want this association with going seeing these people? You know, why I was fearful that not having that association would make the relationship a little bit different, or would make the moments of laughter or the moments of clarity and communication between each other different. And it's not touched it. And that's just like, that's fucking amazing. And it's like made me think, well, what am I actually missing? And I'm missing that smashed eyes, smashed in the back of my head, being like comfortable. But that's all I'm missing. And it's like, well, what, you know, why was I so manic in like, I need a fucking joint? Like, I'm still got that, I need a joint, as I've just said, but it was quite, at first it was like, as I just said, I felt disgruntled and had my nose put out of joint, but that soon fucking disappeared. And I started looking at what was going on, and it was like, well, nothing's gone on. You know, like, they've had a joint, and yeah, they're in their headspace, and at the moment, because what they've done in their life, they fucking deserve it. And it's not disrupting anything in their life. It's not having any effect on anyone around them or their performance in life. They wasn't not present in the room. Nothing had changed. And I mean, you might be thinking, well, okay, then I might as well just carry on smoking joints because nothing's changed. But nothing's changed. I think you know what I'm on about. You know, just putting it into perspective. You know, I'd smoke a gram in a joint and have that relaxed feeling, but I didn't need to have that joint today. I didn't need anything because I had what I wanted, or had what I get from seeing those people, and nothing had changed. So yeah, that's quite fucking, considering I knew I was going to be tested with it and I wanted that test to be brought on. I'm glad I had that test, because it just puts it into perspective. I know I've just said that probably 3 or 4 times, but nothing changes. Nothing changes. Like, all the times I've done drugs, I relate to like drugs as like when I've done like class A's and other drugs, and like I could sort of like, the only thing I can associate it with is like when you do these drugs, or if you've done like group, in a group and you've all done the same drugs and you're all on the same page, that's quite an amazing experience in itself. But that's there already. You don't need drugs to do that. With some people in your life, you might have to, because they might just be smoking buddies or drug friends. But the friends that I've got around me aren't that. They're my fucking solid core friends. And it's like nothing changes. And yeah, getting back to like when I've done drugs before, I can associate it with I'd take these drugs, or I'd sniff these drugs, or we'd all take these drugs, or we'd all sniff these drugs, and we'd all be excited. And doing the drugs thing is like, it puts you in that moment of excitement that something's going to happen, something major and big and amazing is going to happen. But it fucking doesn't. Nothing happens. Nothing at all happens. We're all excited and we're all like, fucking, this is brilliant. You know, something's going to fucking, but nothing happens. It all just fades away. And like, I don't know, it's just, it puts you in that moment of excitement, but it fucking fizzles out and nothing, there's no end product to it. You haven't got anywhere. You might have travelled in yourself and you might have found out about yourself whilst on those drugs. If you take if you take drugs for, or certain drugs for self-exploration and seeing inside yourself, you know, a lot of the people around here, when I see them walking around off their face on crack or whatever, they're not taking drugs to find out about themselves. They're taking drugs to get away from themselves, and that's, well, I know people do that, but I've never done drugs to do that. Sometimes I've used certain drugs to cope with certain situations, cannabis being one of them, but it's never been my be all and end all crutch, or this is the only thing in life. I've been very close to it, but I've never been all the way there with that. Whereas a lot of people that are walking around, I call them the walking dead, because they don't actually want to be alive and they're already dead. And, you know, yeah, so if you're fearful of like missing out or things changing in your life with the core people that love you and you love them, nothing changes, because all them minerals and all them elements and all them building blocks that you've got, they're all fucking there and they all stay there. The people that are important to you and the people that love you and you love them, and it's unconditional, that never ever changes. So try not to fear that. I can't tell you not to fear that, because, you know, it's not as easy as that, is it? Like, just giving up weed is not fucking easy. Giving up anything isn't easy. Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, if you're like scratching your head thinking about how you can keep yourself distracted, or how you could put something different in your life to replace the times when you're smoking dope or weed, or, you know, if it helps, right, copy exactly what I'm doing. Copy what I'm doing. Everyone's got a fucking mobile phone. Everyone's got a camera on it, and everyone can record on videos. It doesn't matter what grade quality the videos are. Just fucking go and do it. Just go and do it. I upload to YouTube, right? Because one, I can reflect on myself, and even though I write down my stuff every day, what I'm going to say, which is like, that's therapy in itself, is writing it down and seeing it for yourself, and then talking about it. That's another therapy as well. It's like self-counselling. And then being able to put it on YouTube, it's like, I can reflect upon it so much better than, oh yeah, I felt like this on that day and I felt like this on this day. Like watching how I am and my demeanour and how I look and the colour of my skin and how I'm being, and how fresh I look or how down I look, or, you know, if I look anxious, or I can reflect on it much more easier just by watching a video. And another thing is, like, if I put it on YouTube, I haven't got to keep it on a computer. I haven't got to keep it on a device. It's like it's storage on the internet that I haven't got to fucking use. It's just out there, and it's not cluttering up my systems, my devices. So that's another benefit to me doing YouTube. But what you can also do, if you do want to copy what I'm doing, obviously I'd appreciate it if you didn't copy my channel name or copy any of my artwork, because my daughter and her fiance helped me with my artwork, and you know, that's theirs and mine. So, you know, you can create your own, but copy my format. Go into my Discord. I don't mind you copying every single word for word on my Discord. You're welcome to do that. Look at my Discord, and you can copy every single word for word. And I don't mind you doing that. Obviously, not the New Leaf Daily. And claim it as your own. Make it your own. Don't, you know, copy what I'm saying, but copy what I'm saying on my Discord, but make it more your own than mine, because there's my own little slants in what I've written on Discord, and bits of me in that Discord. But you might be able to, like, identify with what I've written in my Discord, and you're welcome to copy it, honestly. And when it comes to YouTube, you can make all your videos private, and you can share the links to your videos with people that are close to you, and you don't have to make it public. Just keep it all private. No one will see it apart from the people that you invite to see it. And yeah, so if you, yeah, just copy what I'm doing. um yeah, yeah, please do that. um so yeah, it keeps my mind occupied, like having to, knowing that I'm going to go and film every day. It's all right. It's given me a routine for a start, and it's given me a bit of structure, which at the moment I've not got a job to be getting up for, because I'm cleaning my blood and withdrawing from cannabis, which I couldn't be doing whilst I was working. There's no way I'd be able to do that, even if I had a job where I weren't being drug tested, or there wasn't a high performance job where cannabis would hinder my performance. I wouldn't be able to combine both, especially my first and maybe my second week, because I felt ill, and I still am a little bit feeling ill. I just feel out of sorts. I'm not, as I said, I'm by no means out of the woods with this yet. By no means. It's going to take a long time for me to fucking get this out of me. Which I'm prepared. You know, I'm prepared for that. Yeah, and like the structure and the routine, it's like it installs discipline in you, and that discipline helps you fucking keep both hands on the goal, and what you want in the end product of coming off of cannabis, or coming off of other drugs that you are coming off, like caffeine or nicotine, uh, or alcohol, which a couple of you are. And yeah, I salute all of you for doing that, and you should fucking pat yourselves on the back. Even day oneers, even people reflecting upon what I'm saying and thinking maybe I need to actually tackle this. Fucking pat yourself on the back for doing that, because you're already making them steps, them little steps, to fucking get rid of this addiction. Um, so yeah, every fucking step you make, pat yourself on the back. Um, yeah, please do that. Uh, so yeah, right, okay. So that's my reflection on the day, right? I said yesterday that I'll be carrying on with my journey, like, of drug taking, and my experiences that I've had on them, and the reasons why I did them, and what I felt whilst I was on them, and how they affected me and also other people around me. So yeah, so I was in the army. I come back from America, and that was the last time I spoke about it. I think it was about maybe 3 days back. Could be 4. I think it's day 14. So we've come back from America. I had guns pulled on me and that. We all got robbed at gunpoint, just to recap. Um, yeah. So we come back from America, and then my next tour was an operational tour, which was down in the Falkland Islands. And we had to spend 4 months down there. The Falkland Islands, there was a war back in '82, without getting into any geopolitics. But there is there's always a battalion strength of infantry fighting men down there, and women, that are always on the island, because it's still classed as a war zone. There's still the same exclusion zones around it, and all the conditions apply for um, uh, engaging with anyone that comes to the shores of the Falkland Islands, and your rules of engagement are exactly the same as if there are in wartime. So I thought, right, okay, 16 weeks, 4 months, I'm going to take some hash with me. Only this time I'm going to keep it really quiet. I'll keep it to myself, and I'll just have a little one skinner with me. So I took an ounce of hash down there. I smuggled it through military customs and on both ends, Britain and Falklands. And I managed to keep it quiet. And for the first few days I was there, I didn't even smoke hash, because I was that jet lagged, and our sleep pattern was all fucking kaput. And yeah, so I didn't bother smoking. And then I think it was like the 4th day, I thought, right, I'm going to treat myself to a little one skinner. So I went and found a little place off camp, and it was actually on a place called Mount Pleasant, where they'd only just made this golf course. I went over there, and when I sat on one of the greens and just had a little one pinner, which was nice, being in a totally different land, and you know, getting in tune with all the energies of that land, and just having that relaxation in myself, and having that joint, and getting back to myself again. So I brought my head round to back to myself, because, as I said, we was all a bit kaput with like the flight time over there and not being able to sleep. And anyway, so that lasted for about 7 days of me just having a little one skinner every day. And one of my mates caught me. And he was like, "You got dope on you?" I was like, I couldn't lie to him, because he's like one of my best buddies. I was like, yeah. And he was like, right, okay, then can we go for a joint later? I was like, yeah, okay. So it went from a one skinner to a 3 skinner. And then that night, I think, after we had that smoke together, everyone found out. And it was just like, you know, well, all the smokers found out. Well, everyone found out anyway, but all the smokers found out and just fucking hounded me. "You got a joint on you? You got some fucking dope?" "Yeah, I've got some dope." So I was just like, right, okay, I'm just going to fucking get rid of it. I'll just fucking smoke it as quickly as possible, and it's gone, and people can't hound me for it. So we did. I think it was gone by day 10. I imagine that to last me 4 months, and that'll be my little thing, and that'll be my own little peace of mind later on in life. Sorry, I've got a bit of disturbance over there. It's just fucking took my trailer thought away. It'll be my own little ritual at the end of the night. And because the thing out there was, we were all drinking. Like, as I said before, when you're in the army, you become part of the beast, and the beast is fueled by alcohol. And so yeah, we got rid of the dope, and it was like, right, okay, let's start drinking then. I mean, it was inevitable anyway. I could not drink. So yeah, at that time we would get a crate of beer, which was like 24 cans of Beck's lager. I'd buy 1.5 litres of Leafra-Milch wine, 20 cigarettes, and a pot noodle for £9. And I bought that every day that I was out there. And I drank a crate of beer and a bottle of wine every single day that I was out there, that I wasn't on 30 seconds notice to move or 2 hours notice to move. Anything like, well, no, 30 seconds notice to move, one 5 minutes notice to move, 30 minutes notice to move, or 2 hours notice to move. And we were all on different stages. We all took it in turns to be on different states of alertness. We all slept with our rifles in our cupboards. They weren't stuck in an armory. They were with us the whole time. All our magazines were bombed up full of live rounds, which isn't a good combination when you are, if you was on 2 hours notice to move, you was allowed to drink. And it's a not good combination when you've got fucking pissheads around assault rifles and live ammunition. And a couple of times it went off. You know, a couple of times people would come back pissed, and I'm not lying to you now. People would come back pissed and think it's funny to load up their. It was actually the S80 Mark One, which is a pile of shit. It's the worst fucking rifle in the world, worst assault rifle in the world. No terrorist organisation on the planet even want to fucking look at it, let alone pick one up. It's like, it's disgusting how how the British Army are actually still using it. I know they've had much more modified versions of it now. Heckler and Koch have got their hands on it and managed to modify it a bit. But yeah, pissheads, like proper drunk fuckers, coming back and loading up a Mag 30, cocking a weapon and kicking the fucking people's doors open, and just sticking it down the fucking corridor and emptying the whole fucking Mag 30 on automatic. I'm not lying to you guys. People used to do this. People used to do this. They used to get put in jail for it, but they used to come back pissed up. No fucker got hurt. Some people got hurt with like flares, like Shmooly flares, which were like they were like a big tube with an illumination flare, and you'd pull the pin out and a hammer would go around, hit the bottom of the tube and fire a flare out, and it's like a great big ball of phosphorus, lit phosphorus on a parachute. What we used to do was like take the end off and take the parachute out, disconnect that from the ball of phosphorus, which was in this like plastic, and then we used to get pissed up and come back and punch holes through people's doors and then just fire the fucking ball of phosphorus into their fucking rooms, which is like a small 2-man room with all these balls of phosphorus fucking flying around. Yeah, a couple of people got hurt by that. Because I don't know, well, I don't know if you know, but like burning phosphorus, if you chuck burning, it reacts with water and it reacts with the water in the air, and oxygen keeps it burning. So if you put more water on it, it burns faster and more aggressive. So you've either got to smother it in slightly damp clay, or you just got to let it burn out. And a few people got burnt up by it. Yeah, one of my friends called Pogie, Big Pogie, he actually got burnt up by a ball of phosphorus, and I felt quite bad as it goes because I actually fired that lump of phosphorus in his room. But yeah, so yeah, alcoholics and automatic rifles, assault rifles, and live ammunition are not a good mix. And you know, I never actually emptied a Mag 30 down the corridor, and I didn't fire my rifle while I was pissed anyway. But I did fuck about with pyrotechniques, and you know, I didn't get slammed in jail for it. But yeah, anyone that fired their weapon they spent the remainder of their time in jail, and they would go back and get court-martialed because it's fucking dangerous. So yeah, yeah, while I was out there, I used to receive I used to send tapes, like tape cassettes. I used to record myself on my little ghetto blaster, and send tapes to my mum of how I'm doing, because I found it easier than writing letters, because I'm not a great writer. I'm not a great person with words really, but it was easy just to talk on a tape cassette and then send that through, and she would do the same. She would record themselves and my sister, and I'd get a tape back, and it was good listening to them, and I could carry on listening to it, and it meant more to me than reading through a letter. So I think it's the ADHD part of me. Like I've never actually read a complete end-to-end book on a fictional story. I've never done it. I've tried to so many times, but I can't do it. My head won't let me do it. Informative books, like books on information, like example, a book on growing weed. Now, I got super immersed into growing weed. Anything on that I'd read from cover to cover and then start it again and keep going through it. I sucked all that in, I absorbed all that. But fictional stories and fantasy and that, I can watch it and relate to it like that, but I can't actually read it because my brain, it just, it, the words just fucking ping off of it, and it just don't work for me. It never has done. And I've tried so many times, even lately I've tried, and I just never get through it. It just doesn't, I don't know, I suppose it's something to do with dopamine release. If words and poems and stuff like that float your boat, which I sort of like envy in a way, I wish I had that. A couple of my friends are like really into like reading and poems and how words are constructed, and it's like I envy that in a way, but they envy my ears for music and how music and sound makes me feel and how I can relate to that and what I get from that. And that's, yeah, I feel blessed by that, because music to this day still fucking rocks my whole world and blows my head apart every time, especially well made, well engineered music. Yeah, it's I can't escape it. You know, drugs or no drugs, it's the same all the way through. And I think that always will be. So I'm blessed with that, but I'm not blessed with the word side of things. Like, I've never enjoyed lyrics to things. I used to listen to Pink Floyd, but I used to listen to their words and yeah, okay, but I never really like thought about what they were singing about or what they were saying, because I was more into their music, the music and the rhythm and what sounds they were using. That's what really fucking, that's what where my world lights up. So yeah, yeah. So I've done the Falklands anyway, and when I was out there, it's Christmas. We spent Christmas over there. Like, we went out there in November and then come back in March. And I remember Christmas Day, I was, I went to the phone box. There was a great big fucking queue for the phone, and we had to buy like, it's like a token for the phone, and it's £20, and which is like, I looked at today's money, and it's like £50 that would have cost me back then today for 4 minutes of talk on the phone. So just before we went for our Christmas meal, our Christmas dinner, I thought I'd go and phone my mum up and wish her happy Christmas. And I waited in line. I waited in the queue. I was there like from about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I managed to get off the phone just before dinner started. So I was there for a good over 2 hours waiting in that queue, and I managed to get through, like, because people are having problems with actually connecting the call, because it's like it's quite far away, and all the calls had to go through our intelligence services centre hub before it got connected to Britain. And I'm just checking my yeah, mic's fine. Sorry, I've got a thing flashing. I think the battery's going on my receiver. But anyway, yeah, I managed to phone through, got a connection, and all my friends were there. I was like, "Oh, nice one. Are you all right?" And they were like, "Yeah, we're all fucking well pissed." And it was like a ritual, like, of meeting up round mine on Christmas Day, and we'd all meet up, have a smoke, all drink Jack Daniels, and yeah, fucking amazing. But I was like, "Oh, brilliant! It's great to fucking hear you all. I'm glad you're all round there, and glad you're all with my mum and still doing the ritual." And they were like, "Well, your mum's not here." And I was like, "Oh, fuck." Okay, then we're like, yeah, but we're all pissed and all that, and yeah, we've all started doing this drug called Whiz. And I was like, oh, all right, okay, all right, nice one. And then the phone just went. I didn't even get to say goodbye to him. It just went. I was like, oh, fair enough. I didn't get the arsehole. So yeah, my tour finished, and I went back, and we come straight home on leave, and it was like mid-March, and I got to I got to my house and my mum had like, she'd put, because I missed Christmas, my mum had actually done all the house up for Christmas. It's like the middle of March. A big fucking inflatable Santa Claus on the roof, outside on the roof, and like Christmas tree, all that Christmas music playing, and bless her heart. And yeah, my friends and all that were there, and I think my nan was there as well, and yeah, it was fucking amazing. You know, so I had a Christmas day there, and you know, and fucking wanted a fucking joint, big time. So after all the Christmas stuff was out of the way, we had Christmas dinner and all that, and it was like, right, okay, I'm going to go into the bedroom and have a smoke now, which is what I was doing when I used to come home on leave, which I said before. And they all told me about their guilt that they've had since Christmas Day, and they were all, it's like as soon as the phone disconnected, they were like, these fucking thousands of miles away, like having to work, and we're all like, oh yeah, we're fucking having such a good time, and they actually felt guilty. All of them felt really guilty, bless their fucking hearts. And yeah, so we sat down and rolling a joint, and I forget who it was, but a wrap come out on the table, opened up, and it's full of powder, pink powder. So what the fuck's that? And it's like, it's pink champagne, it's whiz, it's amphetamines, amphetamine sulfate. And I think they'd already had some, and I could see like their eyes were quite wide, and they were all like really enthusiastic. And I was like, right, okay. So straight away I was just like, fucking bang, had a dab of it, and like within 10 minutes I was like, fucking, my whole body was buzzing like fuck. Yeah, I've never felt like that before. And yeah, it was quite amazing, because we was all feeling like that, and it was all new to them, and it was like brand new to me, and they were like seeing how it was for me, and it was my first time, which was like, it was amazing for them to see and be part of as well. And yeah, I was just like, fucking hell, this is fucking magic stuff. This is, I mean, I'm attention deficit, and the dopamine saturation that amphetamines gave me fucking tuned me right in. And yeah, that was like, fuck, this makes so much sense. This made me feel like I could operate properly, and also had the strength of 10 fucking men and the brains of Einstein. So yeah, it married up quite quickly and quite strongly, and as I say, it made so much sense. So the wraps on the table, we're all smoking big fat Bob Marleys, drinking as well, and my mum just opens the door. Normally she used to knock, she just fucking opened the door, and I was like, fuck, there's fucking drugs on the table. Even though my mum used to let us smoke, as I said, but there was a fucking open wrap of powder on the table. Mum like looked at me and she was like, is that whiz? And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, let me have some. I was like, fuck, thank fuck for that. I didn't know how she was going to be. So she was like, oh, fucking thumb straight in it, and nearly half of it was gone. I was like, what? What just fucking happened there? Anyway, she had a dab and fucking had a little sit down, had a smoke with us, and because her mum was outside, she was sort of got her head straight and went and spoke to her mum, which was my nan, obviously. And so yeah, as from that moment, from that moment onwards, I had to hide my drugs again, and I didn't have to hide them because I didn't want her finding out that I was on them. I had to hide them because I didn't want her to fucking ask me for any.